If you are typing on one of these 4 keyboards right now, this video is going to be uncomfortable. Not because the keyboards look bad, not because they feel bad on day one, but because the professional keyboard market has perfected one specific trick, selling you the illusion of quality at the exact moment your fingers cannot tell the difference yet. By month 3, you will know. By month 6, you will be angry. By month 12, you will be buying a replacement. That is not bad luck. That is the business model. 4 keyboards, ranked from disappointing to outright insulting, each one exposed by the gap between what the marketing promises and what your fingers actually get. Let's start with number 4, Logitech MX Keys. The Logitech MX Keys is the most recommended productivity keyboard on the internet. Tech bloggers love it. On-office influencers love it. Corporate IT departments buy it in bulk. At $109, it sits in the sweet spot, and not cheap enough to feel disposable, not expensive enough to demand scrutiny. That sweet spot is exactly where Logitech wants you. Here's what $109 actually buys you. A membrane keyboard, not mechanical, not even a decent scissor switch. A rubber dome membrane, the same fundamental technology that has been in $12 keyboards since 1995. The spherically dished keycaps feel premium on day 1. Smooth, satisfying, professional. By month 4 of daily use, the actuation force increases as the rubber domes compress and lose their rebound. Typing becomes heavier, slower, more fatiguing. By month 8, but most MX Keys users report a noticeable difference in resistance across the home row. The keys you use most compared to the outer keys you barely touch. Logitech knows this. The warranty covers defects. Rubber dome degradation is classified as normal wear. The battery situation makes it worse. Logitech advertises 10 days of battery life with backlight on, accurate. For the first year, lithium-ion batteries degrade. After 18 months of daily charging, most users report battery life dropping to 4 to 6 days. The battery is not replaceable. It is glued inside a chassis that requires full disassembly to access. When the battery dies, and it will, you do not replace the battery. You replace the keyboard at $109. Again, the Logitech MX Keys is not a premium productivity keyboard. It is a membrane keyboard in a premium chassis. All engineered with a planned lifespan of 18 to 24 months. And marketed to professionals who trust the brand name enough to never question what is actually underneath the keycaps. You are not paying for performance. You are paying for Logitech's marketing budget and a replacement cycle that keeps the revenue flowing. Apple Magic Keyboard. The Apple Magic Keyboard exists for one reason and one reason only: to match the aesthetic of your MacBook. That is it. That is the entire product. At $99 for the standard version and $129 for the Touch ID model, Apple charges a premium that has nothing to do with typing performance and everything to do with the aluminium rectangle sitting next to it on your desk. The scissor switches underneath those ultra low profile keycaps have a key travel of 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter. For context, a quality mechanical keyboard has 4 millimeters of travel. Even a good laptop keyboard has 1.5 millimeters. At 1 millimeter, there is no tactile feedback, no satisfying actuation point, no physical signal to your fingers that the key press has registered. Professional typists, people who type for 6 to 8 hours daily, report significantly higher finger fatigue on the Magic Keyboard compared to any keyboard with adequate key travel. A 2023 study published in the journal Applied Ergonomics found that keyboards with less than 1.5 millimeters key travel increase finger extensor muscle load by 23% compared to keyboards with 3 millimeters or more of travel. Apple knows this data exists. They chose 1 millimeter anyway, because 1 millimeter is flat, and flat photographs beautifully on a white desk in a lifestyle shoot. The repairability is non-existent. The Magic Keyboard is sealed with proprietary pentalobe screws and adhesive. The Lightning or USB-C port fails on a significant percentage of units within 2 years. Confirmed by Apple's own repair data leaked in the Right to Repair litigation filings. Apple's repair cost for a failed charging port on the Magic Keyboard? $79. The keyboard costs $99. You are one port failure away from an 80% replacement cost on a keyboard you bought because it matched your computer. The Apple Magic Keyboard is the most expensive aesthetic accessory in the professional keyboard market. It is not engineered for people who type. It is engineered for people who photograph their desk setup and post it on Reddit. If you type for a living, Apple's own keyboard is actively working against you. Razer BlackWidow V4, office use. The Razer BlackWidow V4 does not belong on this list in a gaming context. For gaming, it is a perfectly functional keyboard, but Razer has spent the last 3 years aggressively marketing the BlackWidow line to professionals. Workspace setups, productivity content, office environment photography, and that positioning is the scam. At $139, the BlackWidow V4 costs more than the Logitech MX Keys. It is louder than any keyboard that should ever exist within 10 feet of a colleague. The green switches switches, Razer's flagship mechanical switch, actuate at 45 grams of force with an audible click rated at 52 decibels. For context, a normal conversation is 60 decibels. A Razer green switch keyboard in an open plan office is approximately 80% as loud as the person sitting next to you talking at full volume. Every single keystroke. Razer offers the BlackWidow V4 with yellow switches. Linear, quieter, marketed as office-friendly. The yellow switches solve the noise problem and introduce a new one. Linear switches with no tactile bump provide zero physical feedback on actuation. Professional typists accustomed to tactile feedback report a 15 to 20% increase in typing errors during the first month of transition, confirmed by independent typing test data from TechReceipts and MonkeyType community benchmarks. The build quality argument collapses further under financial scrutiny. The BlackWidow V4's ABS plastic keycaps, not PBT ABS, begin to shine and degrade visibly within 3 to 4 months of daily use. The legends fade. The texture disappears from the most used keys first. Razer charges $30 for replacement keycap sets for a $139 keyboard. Are the RGB lighting, which consumes 30% of the product's engineering budget based on Razer's own component cost breakdown, serves no professional function whatsoever. The Razer BlackWidow V4 is a gaming keyboard wearing a productivity costume. In a gaming setup, it earns its price. In a professional environment, it is the wrong tool for the wrong job, sold to the right demographic by a marketing team that noticed professionals were willing to pay gaming keyboard prices if the photos looked clean enough. Microsoft Ergonomic Keyboard, Sculpt. This is the one that will genuinely hurt, because the Microsoft Sculpt Ergonomic Keyboard has been recommended by doctors, physiotherapists, and occupational health specialists for over a decade, and those recommendations are based on a design principle that is completely correct. 1. Split ergonomic layouts reduce ulnar deviation. The dome key bed reduces wrist pronation. The cushioned palm rest reduces pressure on the carpal tunnel. The ergonomic science behind the Sculpt is legitimate. That is not the scam. The scam is what Microsoft put inside a chassis, backed by legitimate science. The Sculpt retails at $129. The switches are membrane. The key travel is 2 millimeters. The actuation force is inconsistent across the split layout. Measured variance of up to 15 grams between the left and right halves of the same keyboard. Confirmed by switch testing done by the keyboard enthusiast community at Geekhack. For a keyboard sold specifically to professionals with repetitive strain concerns, people whose livelihood depends on consistent, low-effort keystrokes, inconsistent actuation force is not a minor flaw. It is a fundamental failure of the core use case. The wireless receiver situation is worse. The Sculpt uses a proprietary USB dongle, not Bluetooth, a proprietary dongle that is paired at the factory to that specific keyboard and cannot be replaced if lost or damaged. Lose the dongle, and they are small and they get lost, and your $129 keyboard becomes a $129 paperweight. Microsoft does not sell replacement dongles, they sell replacement keyboards. The dongle is not a design oversight, it is a repurchase mechanism. And the final insult, the Sculpt has not been meaningfully updated since 2013. It does not have USB-C charging, it does not have Bluetooth, it does not have multi-device pairing, it does not have hot swappable switches, it does not have PBT keycaps, it has a proprietary dongle, membrane switches, and a 2013 feature set, sold at a 2026 price to professionals whose doctors told them to buy an ergonomic keyboard. Microsoft is not selling you ergonomic health, they are selling you the credibility of ergonomic science wrapped around a product that stopped evolving when Barack Obama was in his first term. The people who need this keyboard the most, professionals with wrist pain, carpal tunnel risk, repetitive strain, deserve better than a 13-year-old membrane keyboard with a proprietary dongle. They are getting exactly that anyway, because the doctor recommended it and nobody questioned the spec sheet. Before the comments fill up, here's what professionals should actually be typing on in 2026. Under $100, Keychron K2 Pro, Bluetooth, hot swappable switches, PBT keycaps built like it was designed to last a decade, because it was. Under $150, Nuphy Air75 V2, low profile mechanical, proper key travel, quiet enough for open plan offices, the keyboard the Apple Magic Keyboard pretends to be, but actually works. Under $200, Logitech MX Mechanical, yes, Logitech, but the mechanical version, not the membrane MX Keys. Tactile switches, proper travel, same multi-device pairing, everything the MX Keys should have been from the beginning. Ergonomic pick, Kinesis Advantage on 360, $350. Every switch is mechanical, every key is individually remappable. The ergonomic science is real and the engineering actually matches it. Expensive, worth every dollar for anyone with wrist concerns. The professional keyboard market runs on one assumption, that you will not look past the marketing, the brand name, or the doctor's recommendation. 4 keyboards on this list are counting on that assumption. The math is simple. The receipts are real. Drop your current keyboard in the comments. Let's find out if you got the right one. Subscribe. New video every week. No sponsorships, no brand deals, just the numbers.